Hey. Hey Periscope. Hey Facebook. How are you guys doing? Oh, and this is not anchored correctly. So, hey y'all. Okay, so can you guys see me now on Periscope? Hey Facebookers. How are y'all? How are y'all doing? I'm coming to you guys live from my university campus. Okay, let's make sure you guys can see me. Awesome. Yay. I can't see your comments on Periscope, so let's see what's going on here. Can you guys see me on Periscope? Can you guys see me on Facebook? Hey Angel, thanks for joining. How are you? Hey Tone Capone, how are you? Thanks for joining on Periscope. Thanks for joining on Facebook, y'all. Y'all already know the drill. Go ahead. Hi. Go ahead and share the broadcast out. Today we're talking about liabilities versus assets. And if you notice, the topic says you're supposed to be sleeping right now. You work the night shift. Why are you up? It's like after 2 in the afternoon. Why are you up, Angel? You're supposed to be sleeping, but you work very hard, and we know the hard work is gonna pay off. So for those of you that are on Periscope and those of you that are on Facebook, do me a huge favor and go ahead and share this broadcast. Share it on Facebook, share it on Periscope, share it on Twitter. I don't have a third device, so I'm not able to go live on YouTube. But if you are familiar with my content, then you know your girl only spades coins topic. Today we're talking about liabilities versus assets. Okay, why do the rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities? Why? I'm on a mission to run this campaign. Can't let you guys have all the fun. I know, we're right behind you, honey, but that's okay. We're all on the same team. We're all on the same team. So without further ado, it's a super gorgeous day here on campus. Let me see if I can give you guys a peek on campus. I'm sitting outdoor right here. I'm done teaching my morning class, and now I'm just doing this live broadcast, and I'm gonna head into my office and do some administrative work and so forth. But I did say earlier this morning when I did my live feed that I was going to, thanks for inviting your followers, Angel. I did mention earlier today when I did my broadcast this morning on my way into the university that I was going to go live today at 2 o'clock to talk about investment, to talk about liability versus assets. So without further ado, who am I? I am your coin strategist. What does that mean? I talk all things coins. I love this coins live. I love saving. I love investing. I love learning about money. And I love to help share this knowledge with other people so that they too can become financially free. So they too can stay on top of their money. They can manage their money better. They can save more money. They can invest. They can spend their money smart. If you have kids or you have a family, greetings. Hi Dwight, thanks for joining. Where are you joining us from? You can be smart with your money, right? You can be your own money manager. Every dollar that you're earning, you know exactly, for the most part where it's going, and you're seeing what your money's doing. DC, awesome. DC in the house, thanks for sharing. Hey great girl 555, thanks for joining on Periscope. You guys that are on Periscope, go ahead and do me a huge favor and share the broadcast out. We're talking about money. Today's topic is, why do rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities? So what do you guys think? I'm gonna let you guys speak. What do you guys think? Why do rich people buy assets for the most part? And yes, I'm generalizing, but because for the most part, right? Statistics shows for the most part, majority rules, rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities. So why do you think that is so? Why? Why do you think that is so? Why do rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities? Why? you guys on Facebook and you guys on Periscope. Why do you think that is? And while you guys are, I'm gonna give you guys some minute to type the answer. I'm gonna plug in a shameless promo. Well, actually it's not shameless, it's proudful promo. Okay, so assets as in real estate. Yes, well, that's one asset. Yes, that's definitely one asset, but there's several types of assets. So real estate is just one. And so that's a good question. Let's talk about assets, because someone on Periscope said assets as in real estate. So what are assets, right? What are assets? So assets are anything that you buy that's going to yield an revenue or yield an income, right? So assets is anything that you buy that's going to make more money for you. And yes, real estate is an asset, but there's several different types of assets, right? Real estate is just one of them. So what other types of assets are there besides real estate? Liabilities as in what? Okay, so liabilities. Okay, bonds and stocks. Yes, Dwight, right? Yes. So assets are anything that you buy that's going to make more money. Plain and simple. Anything you buy that's going to make you more money. Typically, assets are stocks, they're bonds, real estate, properties, land, businesses, residuals. Yes, things that's going to pay you. Let's not, plain and simple, assets are things that's going to pay you, things that's going to help you stack your coins. If you don't have that, that means everything else is a liability. Things that are taking money away from you is a liability. Things that are making you spend money is a liability, right? So unfortunately, a lot of minorities, we don't buy assets. We don't accumulate assets. We have the money, right? Some of us have the money. Some of us make the money, some of us get the money, not a lot, but some of us. But yet still, when we do make that big money, what do? We go buy cars, we go buy a house, we go spend it on lavish vacations, we go buy designer clothes, and none of those things are going to make us richer. None of those things are going to make more money. None of those things are going to stack more coins. None of it, right? We may look cute in these designer clothes. We may look fly in the fly car, the latest car. We may be, having that big, expensive, fancy house on the mansion. But guess what? It's not paying us. It's not paying us. So it's not an asset. Okay, it's not an asset. So plain and simple, when you think of assets, think of things that are going to generate money for you. So on Facebook, hey Uncle Bugs, thanks for joining. On Facebook, he said stocks. Periscope, you guys said real estate, stocks and bonds. Business could be an asset, because when you start a business, you're not starting a business for like non-profit here, or even non-profit makes money, but you're not going to start a business just for like spending sake. You're starting a business with the intention to make money. You're starting a business with the intention to grow and have it profitable, right? And expand. So those are assets. Assets are things that's going to make more money for you and give you more money. Yes, there are risks, right? With everything in life, there are risks. Assets have risk too. You could buy a property, you could buy real estate, you could start a building, you could have a building, you could buy a piece of land. Yes, there are risks associated with all of them. However, in the long run, right? Because time is money, in the long run, you obviously will at some point make money. So that's the whole goal. Right? Assets is making money, liabilities is taking away money. So now that you know what asset and what is liability, why do rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities? Why do you think that is? Thanks so much for the hearts on Periscope, and you guys that are on Facebook, I see a lot of you are joining live. Thank you so much for joining live. Hey cutie, how are you, Jersey boy? All real estate is not an asset. Exactly. So do you want to expand on that, Uncle Buck? So you said all real estate is not asset. So tell me an example where a real estate is not an asset. And you're absolutely correct. All real estate is not asset. It depends on what you're buying it for. Because your house, if you were living in your house, a lot of people tend to think it's an asset, but it's not bringing money for you. If you're living in your house and you have no rental income, right? Because you got to live somewhere. Yes, we got to live somewhere. But you have a fabulous 6-bedroom house in a mansion and you're not getting any income from that, then it's not an asset. It's a liability because you're paying to maintain it, you're paying to live in it, you're paying a mortgage. So an asset is things that's going to generate money for you. Assets are things that are paying you. When you are living in your house, it's not paying you. You're paying the mortgage and you have no rental income. So Uncle Buck said all real estate is not an asset. So care to elaborate on that? I think I just covered it, but if you want to chime in and drop your comment, that'll be great. This way I can share it with the folks on Periscope. So why? Like, no one is saying why. Why is it that rich people buy assets and poor people for the most part buy liabilities? Can someone tell me why? Why? Okay, so we've talked about what is an asset, we've talked about what's a liability, I've given you guys some example, and now I'm asking you guys why do you think rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities, right? And what are some of the liabilities? Because we've talked about the assets. What are some of the liabilities that poor people buy? So Uncle Buck said if you work for $60,000 a year and you buy a home for $500,000, exactly, yes. And it kind of ties into what I'm about to talk about, liability, because a lot of us, and I'm not gonna say it yet, I just want to hear if you guys can say it first. I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna bite my tongue on this one because I'm treading lightly here. But again, I'm gonna ask the question, and Uncle Bugs said if you work for $60,000 a year and you buy a home for $500,000, then yes, it is not a liability. It is not an asset, it's a liability. Jersey boy, why are you asking where are you? Why? Poor people don't know any better. Oh, I missed your comment. Can you write that again on Periscope? I missed your comment. I think you said poor people don't know any better and something else. But the first part that I catch, that's right. So write that comment again. Jersey boy, why are you asking where I am? I'm on campus. I'm teaching today at the university. Any other question you want to know? Why? Do you want to come join me? Do you want to join my live broadcast? Jersey boy, okay, so what's your next question? Oh, you said why are you, or where are you? Because you have two comments there. One says why, the other one says where. So I'm not sure if there was some kind of typo. So I'm gonna pose the question again. Why do rich people buy assets? And we know what is an asset. And why do the poor people buy liability for the most part? And yes, I know I'm generalizing here, but take an example. It's where? I have no idea. I want to join you. OFC, I want to join your office. Jersey boy, bye. Okay, just bye. I have no idea what you're talking about. Where are you anyway? So why do people, no one is answering that question, so I'm just gonna flat out say it. And I know someone on Periscope kind of started saying it, but I wasn't reading the latter part. So if you want to put that comment up again on Periscope, this way I can read it, that'll be great. The question is, why do rich people buy assets and poor people buy liability, right? Oh, I mean, of course. Oh, I've seen, of course. Okay, so poor people don't know what to do even if they have the money. Thank you, great girl 555 on Periscope. Thank you. Okay, so you said it, not me, you said it, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. It all goes back to financial literacy. Financial literacy is the best education anyone could have, and this is why you see a lot of people, minorities, sometimes when they make money, they still lose money and they still don't have anything to show after years or months. It doesn't matter how much money you give them, they're still going to be broke. They're not going to make the right decisions. They're not going to make the right investment. They're not going to make the right, they're not going to manage their money correctly. And so it all goes back to financial literacy and being educated. And unfortunately, the rich, for the most part, they've been fortunate and privileged, but it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. right? Because we know that we're at a disadvantage, we have to be empowered even more to make ourselves learn and put ourselves in a position where we need to be on top of our finance. This way, when we get these opportunities, which we don't get a lot, oh, it kicked you out? Oh, I'm sorry. So come back in Periscope. Thanks for joining again. So this is why when we get these opportunities, we can make the right decisions, or we can come to the table and have these bargaining power. So rich people, yes, they're more educated for the most part. They buy these assets because they know better, right? They know how to put their money to work. They understand the money game, right? Poor people, unfortunately, we don't. You give us $1 million, we're gonna go buy some Gucci, we're gonna buy some Chanel, we're gonna buy a flight car, we're gonna buy a nice house, and none of those are gonna generate more money. None. We're gonna look fly. We're gonna look real fly. We're gonna look real cute, like we got our whole financial life together, but at the end of the day, we broke. Flat out broke. We may have a couple of thousand here and there, but before you know it, it's gonna be gone too, because we're gonna be looking cute out in these streets, but we broke. We cute and broke. Poor people are conditioned to flashy glimmer. So true. Poor people are conditioned to flashy glimmer stimulant. Like, they love the flashy stuff, right? You give me all the bling, you give me all the jewels, you give me all the flashy stuff. Like, we live for that stuff. We love that stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that at the end of it all, we still have nothing to show. We still have nothing that's gonna yield more money. We still don't have generational wealth that we're gonna pass on to our kids. And so the cycle continues. And these flashy clothes, these flashy cars, these flashy homes, everything flashy, you know, when you look back at it all, it's like nothing, right? It's nothing. Gold bricks are shiny. Someone on Periscope said gold bricks are shiny too. Yeah, go. You just give us some bling, give us some shiny, give us some names, and we dropping these coins, okay? We dropping these coins to get all this glitz, okay? And for the most part, the rich people, they be walking around up in here with some New Balance, with some ragged jeans and some beat up shirt, and meanwhile they filthy beyond rich, beyond filthy rich. You know why? Because they understand the power of money. They understand the power of financial education. The flashy stuff get old after a while. Yeah, flashy stuff get old after a while. Guys, I'm sure that you and I have experienced this. I spent a lot of money back in the days on designer stuff, and then what, right? And then what? All those Louis Vuitton bags, those Chanel bags, those Gucci, those Prada, and then what? Like, what is that doing for me today? You know, you think about it. You spend $5,000 on a Chanel bag, and then what? Riding their bikes, packing their lunches. Exactly. Yo, y'all are killing me on Periscope. He said they're riding their bikes and they're packing their lunch and they stack in. Yes, you're right. Back to square one. Yeah. You know, you have all these flashy things, but, you know, let's not get so caught up, because at the end of it all, we have nothing to show. We have nothing to carry us into our old age. We have nothing to carry us into retirement. We have nothing to give our kids. Nothing. We have nothing to give our kids. And then the cycle continues and our kids come and do the same thing, and it's a never-ending cycle. We have nothing to show. Yes, we got these flashy stuff, but these flashy stuff is not making us more money. This is why we've got to understand assets versus liability. When you are spending money, especially if it's a lot of money, spend it on assets. Spend it on things that are going to make more money for you, not on liabilities. Liabilities are clothes, they're shoes, even your job. I mean, sometimes people try to tell me, oh, that, you know, I got to look the part for my job. Yes, you got to look the part for your job, but you ain't got to go spend a couple of grand to look the part. No, you don't. You ain't got to spend a lot of money to look the part. You could still look the part on a dime, on a budget. Still fly and stack you some coins. So I need you guys to understand there is a difference between buying assets and buying liabilities. And for the most part, most rich people buy assets and they don't give a crap how they look, because guess what? They own the freaking building. They own the freaking business. They own that freaking statue. They own that freaking land you're on. They own that freaking plane that you're traveling in. They own shit. Okay, they own shit, and that shit is making them a shitload of money. Meanwhile, you and I out here in these streets popping, looking hot, and we mad broke. How y'all gonna be broke and cute? That don't even make sense. But that's the norm we live in. So I need you guys to understand there is a difference between investing your money or spending your money smart. You want to spend your money on assets versus liability. Even if you have a lot of money, right? I study millionaires, and the millionaires don't spend a lot of money on lavish stuff, and it may seem a lot of money to us because their budgets are bigger, but for the most part they are super smart at spending their money in places that are going to yield them more money, right? So we can't compare ourselves to them because they have a bigger budget to begin with. You know, when they're gonna have a birthday party for their kids, they may drop $100,000, and we're thinking, oh, it's a lot of money they're wasting, but it's not a lot of money compared to their budget, right? But at the same time, they're also making smart decisions with their money. You and I, we can't drop $100,000 on a birthday party. Some people are doing it just to have a hype or have that show. But how sad it is when you could have taken that same money and invested in an investment account, open a life insurance account, have money for your loved one, create an asset, preserve an asset, create an estate, like so much more things you could be doing. So I need you guys to understand asset versus liability. Asset pays you, liability takes money away from you. Again, I'm going to repeat. Assets makes money for you. Liability takes away money from you. It eats off of your pocket. Liability, the flashy cars. You know you can't afford it, but you want to floss. The fancy house on a hill. You know you can't afford it, but you want to floss. And guess what? That mortgage is going to be high. The interest is high. The maintenance fees is high. But you won't care because you're in this fancy house on a hill, right? That's a liability because it's taking money away from you. You have to maintain it. You got to pay that mortgage. You got to do all the stuff, and it's not producing income for you. It's not producing revenue for you. It's not producing more money for you. It's taking money away from you. All right, so that's what I have for you guys today. I'll be back on tomorrow. Are there any questions so far? Drop them in the comments. Tomorrow is Thursday, and so I'm offering a free training where we're going to be talking more about money, financial literacy, being smart with your money, saving, spending, investing, debt management, budget, a whole slew of things. But again, it depends on the audience and the question that you guys feel, because I'm not going to talk all about budget if people want to talk about saving, or I'm not going to talk all about saving if people want to know about investing. So the topic are vastly a little of everything, but again, it depends on the audience and what they want to know. So this training is happening tomorrow. It's a free training. I do these once or twice a month. It's tomorrow. I'm based in New York, so it's tomorrow, Thursday, September 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To sign up for this free training, the link is on my bio on Periscope. It is the first link, bit.ly/stack your coins group. On the scope, no, it's not going to be on scope. It's a private webinar. So the link to sign up for it is on Periscope. It's the first link, I think, bit.ly/stack your coins group. And so once you sign up there, you'll get an email notification with the login credential to join the live webinar tomorrow. It's going to be similar to this, video to video, right? And then you could ask questions, because I find that when we do these private intimate webinars, and people are more prone to ask questions. When I do the live, it's great, but not everyone type their questions. So the private webinar is more to get people to have that one-on-one. So this way I'm speaking directly to your pain points and I'm addressing your specific needs. You guys are on Facebook. Can someone, Jersey Boy, Bugs, do me a favor and drop the link on the comment on Facebook. Again, it is bit.ly/stack Stack Your Coins group. It's a private training we're doing tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking again about your money. This way you can understand your money, spend your money smart, okay? Because you are making the money. Like, I don't want to hear I don't have it. You have it. You're just not spending it in the right place. You're just wasting it. You're just not seeing what your money is doing. Listen, I tell people it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. You could be working at McDonald's and bringing home $200. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. And we're going to talk about that. It's what you keep. So I don't look down on people who are making, because if you study millionaires make a lot and some make okay. But guess what? The trick is to live below your means. Live below your means. I just finished a Christian children's book. I need help marketing it. Okay, awesome. Well, if you need help, you could go to my website, odettaking.com, odettaking.com, click on the Call Me tab, and the Call Me tab will pop up a form open, and you could put in your information and schedule a time to chat with me about helping you promote your children's book. I'll be happy to help you with that as well, because that's something that I do talk heavily about, which is another way besides personal finance is making more money, using your gift, using your side hustle. Because listen, at some point, yes, we're gonna make money, yes, we're gonna save money, yes, we're gonna invest, but at some point we got to start making more money. And this is why I talk today about liabilities versus assets, because you're gonna have to make more money, right? And assets is one way to make more money. But before you get there where you have all this extra money to buy assets, you need to make extra money. So if you have a skill, that's one thing that I highly preach about. You gotta have 2 and 3 and 4 things going for you. This way you always have multiple streams of income. And then once you have this big lump sum of money, then you start investing, and then you start, accumulating assets. So if you've got a children book, kudos to you. Congrats. That's an awesome accomplishment. So now you need to promote it, and you need to sell it and get it out there as much as possible so people could read it, buy it, and so forth. So without further ado, are there any other questions? Again, the training tomorrow is happening 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bit.ly/stack your coins group. Totally free. You get to chat with me in a more intimate settings. You get to ask your questions. If you have specific questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the comments right now. This will incorporate it into the training that's happening tomorrow. So it's your girl Odetta, your coin strategist and swap queen, talking all things money related, helping you be super smart with your personal finance. If you are a guy or a girl and you're into swapping, because we love stacking these coins and not shopping, because we're being smart how we spend our money, and you want to know more about swapping, you can go to my website, odettaking.com, odettaking.com, odettaking.com. That's ODETTAKING. Click on the ilovetoswap.com tab, and you can learn more about swapping your fashion and stacking your coins. If you want to connect with me, again, go to my website, odettaking.com, click on the Call Me tab, book a free consultation to chat with me for your specific needs. If you want to sign up for this free training that's happening tomorrow, all things about your money, helping you with your cash flow, your debt management, savings, investing, creating your asset flow, and so much more, bulletproofing your personal finance. This way, every dollar you spend, you know where it's going, and more importantly, you are spending smart and you are stacking your coins. Okay, you could click on the link bit.ly/stack your coins group. Thank you guys so much for sharing, for joining, participating. I'm in the middle of my university campus, just finished teaching, and now I'm gonna head back to my office and do some administrative work. Hey, Dwight Wrights, thanks for joining, but we're already done, and so you're gonna have to watch the broadcast on replay. Those of you, do me one last favor. Thank you, you're welcome. You're a blessing too. God bless you. Do me one last favor, share. If you know someone this information is gonna be helpful, invite them to the training happening tomorrow. you guys on Facebook, share the video, tag a friend if you know someone who's gonna find this information value, because everybody needs to be on top of their finance. I don't care if you got $1 billion, and the reason why you would have $1 billion is because you're on top of your personal finance. So financial education is like the best education anyone can get. And let me tell you, I teach at a university and college here in New York, and these students that are about to be graduating, they're graduating with so much debt. I feel so sorry for them. Like, so sorry for them. They're getting the best education, but they're all graduating with like a mortgage on their back. Before they even make that first paycheck, they're gonna have a mortgage on their back in student loans. So I am desperately on a mission to share this knowledge so people can be financially independent, financially free, financially smart, and just manage their money better. I graduated from university, college with zero debt, and if I could do it, you guys can do it. All right, you guys can do it. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Yes, have an awesome today's what, Wednesday, wherever you are. Thank you so much to my replay viewers. A lot of you watch the broadcast on replay, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to connect with me and continue sharing the message, sharing the videos, and tagging your friends, because everyone needs to be on top of their finance. Even if you're making $5, you're making $5, listen, you spend $2, save $1, invest $1, pay $1 in your bills. Everybody needs to be on top of their finance. Hey BJ, thanks for joining, but we're done. So watch the broadcast on replay on Periscope. Love you guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for joining, sharing, engaging, and come back tomorrow, and also tag a friend and make sure you sign up for the free training. All right, awesome. Have a good day. Bye.